Welcome back to the channel, my brothers. My name's Andy R and this is the Brotherhood of Men. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, welcome to the channel. Where have you been? Anyway, if you're not already subscribed, I hope today I earn your subscription. Smash that subscription button and the bell icon. Come on, join the Brotherhood. You're not shy, are you? Anyway, what's today's video? Well, today I want to talk to you about if you can't afford it, you can't have it. What do I mean by that? We hear so many times by these crazy dating gurus, these women who talk to other women about what to expect and how to set your goals and how to get a man and how to keep a man and how to be successful dating and how to vet a man and how to crap test him to see if he jumps through enough hoops for them. All they're actually doing is actually keeping those women single, because most of these dating sites are run by women who are not married, who are usually young themselves in the dating world, and that's all the advice they've got is how to date, not how to settle down into something more meaningful, a long-term relationship, maybe even lead into marriage. But as I've always said to you, my brothers out there, that's the last thing you should ever do, is get married, because it's not for you. Anyway, if you want any of that, go and watch my videos on how marriage isn't for men and divorce and all the rest of it there in the back catalogue. Go and watch it. But seriously, these women, all they can ever talk about is dating, and they come up with some crazy notions. One of them being never accept a date with a man if all he's suggesting is going for a coffee, which is what I always suggest you do on that first date. You just want to get to know her, see if there's any substance behind the pretty face that's attracted you, because that's how we are attracted to women. We are attracted by what they look like initially, but we also want to know that there's more behind that pretty facade. We want to know that there's some substance to that woman, something that we can latch onto that's going to make us a couple, make us together in a partnership, that she's going to be that supporting helpmate that you always want in your life, somebody who's going to add to your life, not subtract from it, not taking your energy away to constantly be a pleaser to her. So these women are also saying these things like, you should insist that he takes you out to a 3-star Michelin restaurant or takes you on some exotic trip, or absolute nonsense. And that's why the thumbnail says, if you can't afford it, you can't have it. And what I mean by that, any woman who says to you, oh no, I'm not going for a coffee with you as a first date, no, you'll have to, I need to go to this restaurant or that restaurant, the first thing you should say is, can you afford to go there? You see, if she can't afford to go there on her own money, she doesn't deserve it from you, even if you can afford to go there on your money. Why should you pay for her to be with you at all? If she wants to be with you, she's going to be with you. Whether you say, let's just go for a walk in the countryside, let's go and get a coffee, let's just go even going to the movies nowadays is not cheap. Going to watch a film is just not a cheap experience anymore. It just isn't. That's if they're open these days. So if a woman is saying, I insist that a man takes me here or does this for me or does that for me, your first question has got to be, can you afford to do that on your own money? And the answer is usually no. But they're listening to these ridiculous dating gurus, these women who are single themselves, telling other women how to be in a relationship. All they know is how to be single, because that's what they are. Now, I got a message in the comments box on a previous video from a woman, and it pretty much just said, how? And it had a timestamp. So it was related to that video. And in that video, I was talking about relationships like I am now, and saying about how a man, you know, he changes the things for women, how he's kind of the prize. It wasn't the video who is the prize, men are the prize. It was me talking about how strong men are, how we can change a woman's life, how we are a protector. And she was basically saying, how do I get one of these men? Now, I thought she was trying to be a little bit facetious. So I put that down in the reply I gave to her, and I said, I think you're doing this, you're trying to be funny or be facetious. I don't think you're being serious. But if you are, then you need to surround yourself by married women who have been married for a long time, or women who have been in long-term relationships. When I say long-term, I'm talking 30 years, 25, 30-year relationships. Surround yourself with those women and learn what it takes to be a woman like them. Because if you're looking to have a long-term relationship or even marriage, then you need to be surrounded by successful women who've done that. Because that's what you aspire to. If you're surrounded by single women, all they're going to do is keep you single women. If you're surrounded by married women, you can see the hard work, the sheer graft it takes day in, day out to make that work, because you're surrounded by women who've done it, who've succeeded. If you've got women who are divorced in your friend group, all they know how to be is divorced. They don't know how to be in a long-term stable relationship because they failed at it. If you're with single women, all they know how to be is single and date. Just like these gurus. It's very rarely you see one of these gurus, she's an old woman who's there with her husband, married for many, many years, telling young women how to successfully achieve what she's achieved. It's always young women who are flitting from here to there and saying, hey, today I went out with a date with this guy. Tomorrow I'm going out on a date with that guy. I've got 5 boyfriends on the go, and all that. All that's teaching a woman is to be like her. You see, if I want to go and rewire my house, I don't go down the road to Steve, who's an accountant, and ask him how to do it. No, I go the other way down to Tom, who's a master electrician, and ask him how to do it. Because you learn how to do things from those who've experienced in doing those things. So if I wanted my book sorting out, yeah, I'd go and see Steve the accountant. I wouldn't go and talk to Tom the electrician. But if I want to wire my house, Tom's my first port of call. And that's the same with everything, and men understand this. They know that if they want to learn what it is to be in a long-term relationship, they have to live it. They have to surround themselves by those who are living it. Women seem to think on a mental plane that if they just imagine it, it'll happen. No, it won't. You have to learn from those who know how to do it. You don't learn how to cook from somebody who's a plumber. You learn how to cook by somebody who's a cook, a chef. That's how you learn. You don't learn how to put the plumbing in your house, to change a tap, from somebody who's a painter and decorator. No, you learn it from somebody who's a plumber, who knows how to put in taps. This we know, because we go into those fields. We go into it learning from those older than us who've done what we want to learn. And women seem to have completely forgotten this is how it is. And I think it's because of the disrupted and the collapsed family unit that we find ourselves in nowadays, and that is down to the responsibility of feminism. So when I say if you can't afford it, you can't have it, it's very simple. You take a woman out for a coffee because I'm taking her out for a coffee because I can afford a coffee for myself. I can also afford a coffee for her, and all I want to do in this date is get to know her. And that's all you men want to do, is get to know them, to know if there's something of substance behind the pretty looks that first attracted you to them. If she's then coming out with making crazy demands, oh, I don't want to go for a coffee with you, take me out for a meal. Why would I spend all of that money when all I want to do is get to know you? And also, going out for a meal isn't me getting to know you, because you're going to have your face full of food. It's very awkward to have a meaningful conversation with somebody who's shoveling food in their mouth, unless they're one of those people who talks with their mouth full of food, which again is off-putting enough. I mean, all you'll notice is how good her table manners are. You won't find anything of substance. If you sit down and have a coffee, maybe a scone with that, and you're just talking, you get to know each other. It's the same with, oh, take me to the movies, I want to see the latest chick flick. Well, how am I going to hold a conversation with you in a movie theatre where everybody's supposed to be quiet so they can watch the movie? So for the next 2 hours I'm going to sit in basic silence with you whilst paying overcharged prices for popcorn and a hot dog and some soda. It's ridiculous. Now, some of these dating women, they say, oh, take them out for a meal, out to the movies, because then you have something to talk about afterwards, the movie. Well, I don't want to talk about the movie. I want to talk about you, find out about you, not what the characters were doing in a movie. You see how crazy it is. But women who constantly say to you, I need you to take me here, I need you to take me there, that's pretty much all you need to know about that woman. She can't afford to do it on her own money, but she expects you to do it on yours. And the final kicker of all of this, and this is something you guys out there, you my brothers, you need to take on board. No woman should ever accept a date with a man she doesn't expect to sleep with at some point in the near future. I'll say that again. No woman should ever accept a date with a man she is not sexually attracted to. Because if she does, she's a user. So that's my little bit of advice there for you. But first dates, just a coffee. Or something similar, a walk. Something where you can just talk to each other and get to know each other. Because all you want to know is there any substance behind what attracted you to her in the first place? Anyway, do you agree with me? Do you agree that a woman who expects things that she can't afford is not worth being with? Anyway, my name's Andy R. You, my brothers out there, you take care of yourself. If you don't, who's going to? And I'm going for a cup of tea because I think I've earned one. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.